So, we're starting our second quarter for this school year. Yan, medyo nakakapanibago lang. Pag ganitong January, patapos ng school year. But this time, we're somehow in the middle and katatapos lang ng first quarter. So, for this lesson, we have, for the second quarter, our first lesson would be ito. Yan, yung polynomial functions na tinatawag. We ended up during our first quarter with polynomial equations. You usually have this one. For example, yan. So, x cubed plus x squared yan, is equal to, usually ganyan na ano natin, 14x minus plus 24. And then, equating it by 0, ginaganyan natin siya. So, we have, tatranspose natin, x cubed plus x squared minus 14x kasi itatranspose mo sa kabilang side yan, di ba? Tapos transpose so minus 24 is equal to 0. Ayan, dito ko nalang ilagay yung 0. Nandiyan na lang. Usually, ganyan ang ginagawa natin noon. Yan. But this time, we shall be, and then, ang focus natin, isang variable lang. This time, we shall be having two variables here. So, ito ngayon, papalitan lang natin. Ito ay magiging y. Yan. So, we have now the polynomial function y is equal to x cubed plus 2x minus 4x minus 4. Now, if you will still remember your lesson during your grade 7, yan. Pasensya na sa sound sa background music kasi ko ano lang natin. So, when we talk of polynomial function, of functions, rather, during your grade 7, it is an equation whereas for every x, there is exactly one value of y. So, ito yung representation ngayon yan. Okay? Yan. Kumpara sa drop, nung maalala nyo ba nung grade 7 kayo, sa drop, dadaan siya sa maraming x's, pero sa y-axis, isang y lang ang tatamaan niya. Yun yung idea doon. Okay? Tatama siya sa maraming x's. Sa x-axis, marami siyang tatamaan na drop na ano. Pero pagdating sa y, isa lang ang tatamaan niya. So, yun yung idea ng polynomial function. Or sometimes, we can rewrite it as f of x. Pwede rin yan. Is equal to x cubed plus x squared minus 14x minus 24. So, basically, this one, okay, so you can write your function in this manner, yan, in terms of y or in terms of f of x. Both are the same. Parehas lang yan. Okay, so usually, ito yung polynomial functions na tinatawag. Yan. Now, considering this, okay, so this is in standard form. Naka-standard form siya. Sir, meron po pang hindi standard? Oo, meron. Pag hindi standard, ibig sabihin nakalabo yan. Mamaya ako magpapakita. Okay. So, for this function in standard form, we consider the degree. Now, for the degree, what would be the highest exponent of your function here? So, you will be looking for the term with the highest exponent. O, dito naman, dahil naka-arrange siya, yung mga exponents in descending order, descending from highest to lowest, obviously, your highest degree here is 3. So, the degree is 3. So, saan yun ang galing? Yung exponent nung may pinakamataas mong term. Yun ang idea doon. And then, we have what we call the leading coefficient. Okay. Ano naman tong leading coefficient na to? So, when we talk of leading coefficient, ito yung yung number dito sa yung sa, di ba yung x dito, yung niya, yung term ay yung okay, yung value nung dito, nung numbers. Now, pag wala nakasulat na number dun sa x, obviously, ang number na nakasulat dyan ay 1. So, yun yung leading coefficient mo ngayon. Okay? So, ang leading coefficient, yung number nung highest degree mo naka-partner ni X. Okay? Sa case na to, 1 yan. Kasi usually gano'n yung 1 times X ang ibig sabihin yan. Kung may other number na nakasulat dyan, yun yung isusulat yung leading coefficient niya. Yun nandito. Yan, usually nakasulat yan dito. Sa case na to, wala. And then, we have what we call the constant term. Or simply the constant. Pag sinabing constant, siya yung walang X. Yan. So, in this case, ito naman yun, yung wala. So, we have negative 24. So, yan. Okay? So, another example tayo. Okay? Let's have this example here. Yan. Okay. So, this time, let's have this. For example, let's have the f of x is equal to 2 minus 11x plus 2x squared. Now, okay, so what we're going to do here is to transform this in standard form, and then afterwards we will be determining the degree, the leading coefficient, and the constant value or the constant term of this polynomial function. Okay, let's start now with this. Now, if you will notice, your exponent, the arrangement of your terms is in ascending order, pataas. Okay? So, ang gagawin lang natin dito is we will be rearranging it in such a way that the exponent of your terms is in descending order. Kailangan mula doon sa pinakamataas pababa. So, sa case na to, unang susulatin ko si 2x squared. Siya muna. Then, susunod dyan, si negative 11x. I-consider pa rin natin yung And then, lastly, yung constant value na 2. Now, once you have this, so this is now your standard form. So, ito na yung standard form ng iyong polynomial function. So, we can easily determine the degree, sorry, yan, nakakamali na sulat, the leading coefficient, and the constant term. Yan, unahin muna natin si degree. Now, for the degree, your highest degree here is 2. Your highest exponent is 2. So, the degree is 2. Your leading coefficient right now, yan, yung number na katabi nung degree mo. Okay? So, nakataon lang 2. Yan. And, your constant term, the one without the variable x, is 2. Pare-parehas na 2. Yan. So, your degree is 2, your leading coefficient is 2, and your constant term is 2. Yan. Okay. Another example. Example here, this one, or let's just say, yan, pwede rin naman to, y is equal to x times the quantity x squared plus 5. Now, if you will notice right out here, yan, your function here is in factored form. So, para naka-factor form siya. So, in this case, you have to distribute the x with this binomial. So, ganun muna gagawin natin. So, we have now y is equal to x cubed pag distribute plus 5x squared. And this is now your standard form. Yan. Yun na yun. Okay? X cubed. Taka lang. Na natin. Oops. Yan. So, x cubed. Now, so, for the degree, okay, we will be looking again for the one with the highest exponent. So, 3. And then, leading coefficient. Okay. Now, for the leading coefficient, yung number na katabi nung may highest degree mo. O, sa case na to, it's 1. Okay? Ang nagiging common error dito pag walang nakitang number as sinusulat, 0. So, mali yun ha. Walang nakasulat na leading coefficient doon, 1 yun obviously. And then, ayan, for the constant term, okay, now, for the constant term, meron ba? So, sa case na to, lahat may variable. So, wala. So, your constant term is 0 sa case na to. Okay? Yan. So, that's how you determine the degree, the leading coefficient, and the constant term of a polynomial function. The first thing you have to do is to transform it in standard form. So, yun muna ang pinaka-basic doon. Yeah. Okay? Now, okay, so this time, okay, so we will be determining the x and y intercepts of polynomial functions. Okay, now, okay, bakit kailangan pang malaman yung x and y intercepts? Eventually kasi, meron tayo magiging lesson about dropping polynomial functions. So, maraming klase ng polynomial functions. Nung balikan natin yung first quarter ninyo. Okay? Actually, in grade 7 pa lang kayo, you're already dealing with polynomial functions. Nung grade 7 kayo, you start with linear functions. And then, nung nag-grade 8, grade 9 kayo, you have the quadratic functions wherein the leading coefficient is 2. Sa linear function naman, ang leading coefficient is 1. Yan. Tapos, yan. And then, yan. Tapos, yan. This time, you have functions with leading coefficients higher than 2. So, mas mataas na sa quadratic. So, yan na yung mga ang leading coefficient na ay 3, 4, 5. And then, yun nga, yung pag sinolve natin yung x niya, balikan natin yung dati niya, maraming values ng x na possible values. So, ganun din ngayon dito ang magiging, niya. So, eventually, kakailanganin nyo yung x and y intercepts kapag nag-drop tayo. Pero, next lesson pa natin yun. So, next week pa yata yun. Okay. So, for the meantime, magpo-focus muna tayo kay x and y intercept. Ano nga ulit itong x and y intercept na to? Yan. Balikan lang muna natin yung naging lesson nyo nung grade 7 kayo. For example, let's have this linear function y is equal to x minus 7. And then we will be looking for the x-intercept and y-intercept of this particular polynomial function. Take note, this particular function here is linear in approach, or linear in nature. Yan. So, ang solution natin, we will be looking now first for the x-intercept. Okay, by definition, intercepts are lines that lie on the x or the y-axis. Okay? Yan. So, pag sinabing x-intercept, okay, so, anin lang natin ha. Yan. Ito yung natin, Cartesian plane. Pag sinabing x-intercept, andito lang siya kay x-axis. Pag sinabi natin y-intercept, nandito lang siya kay y-axis, yung mga points na kailangan natin. So, ibig sabihin, pag rinap natin siya, kasama yung mga points na yon. Pero saka na natin i-discuss yung dropping, okay? Concentrate lang muna tayo dito sa intercept. Now, eventually, when your point is an x-intercept, it means that it only lies on the x-axis. So, your value of 0 here is equal to, the value of y here is equal to 0. Yan ang ibig sabihin niya. So, ibig sabihin, isa-substitute ko ngayon yung 0. Yung y by 0. So, from your equation, from your function, y is equal to x minus 7, you will substitute y with 0. So, 0 is equal to 7, x minus 7. Or you can actually rewrite it as x minus 7 is equal to 0. And then solving for x, isa-solve mo ngayon yung x dito. So, you will be transposing this negative 7 to the other side. So, you have your x which is equal to 7. Tapos na. So, this is now your x-intercept. So, your x-intercept is actually 7, 0. Yan. And then, yan. for the y-intercept, ayan. So, again, y-intercept is a point in this particular function that lies on the y-intercept. So, ibig sabihin nito, yung x ko ngayon ang 0. So, sa-substitute ko ngayon. So, from your function, y is equal to x minus 7, I will simply substitute x with 0 this time. Yung x naman ngayon. So, y is equal to 0 minus negative 7. Obviously, your y here is equal to negative 7. So, your y-intercept for now here is 0, negative 7. Yan. So, meaning, ayan. So, meaning, your for this equation, for this function, rather, your x-intercept here is 7, 0. Yan. And your y-intercept is 0, negative 7. Yan. Ibig sabihin yan, pag rinap nyo siya, isa-sample ko lang ha. Yan. 7, 0 is somewhere here. Ayan. Nandito si 7, 0. And 0, negative 7 would be somehow here. Somewhere here. Nasa ilalim. Okay? 0, negative 7. So, yan yung graph niya. Kung linear ha. Pero yung ibang hindi na muna natin papakialaman. Yan. Okay? Now, let's have another example here. Okay. Bakit muna natin ito. Let's have another example. Okay, let's have number 2 here. Okay, medyo babaguhin natin ito. For number 2, let's have now y is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, let's have now this particular function. Now, for this function, you will notice right now that your degree is 2. So, it is quadratic in nature. Pag quadratic, anong ibig sabihin yan? O, mamaya ko muna i-explain. Okay, so, we will be looking now first for the x-intercept. So, again, x-intercept are points that lie on the x-axis. So, it means that your y here is equal to 0. So, yun muna yun. So, substitute na natin. So, from your equation, substitute na agad na gagawin ko ha. Okay lang ba? So, your y is equal to 0 is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now, hindi naman pwedeng so, dahil hindi siya linear, hindi naman pwedeng itatranspose mo lang si 2 sa kabilang side and then wala. So, in this case, you will be using factoring as your method. So, magpa-factoring tayo dito. Yan. So, x is equal to, since it is quadratic in nature, yan. So, you will be using the various factoring methods that you had during your grade 8. Actually, nilesson na natin to nung first quarter. So, factors of x squared plus 3x plus 2. So, ito yung mag-iisip ka ng factors nito na kapag inad, ang total ay 3, yung nasa gitna. So, obviously, it's just plus 2 plus 1. And then, separately, it is x plus 2 equals 0. Binaliktad ko lang same lang naman yun. And then, x plus 1 is equal to 0. Solving for x individually, here, x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to negative 1. So, in this case, you have two x-intercepts. So, one is negative 2, 0, and the other one would be negative 1, 0. O, di ba pag quadratic, naalala nyo? Pag quadratic ang equation nyo, may dalawang values ka ng x. Yan. That is for the x-axis. So, this is for the x-intercept. So, dalawa ang x-intercept mo. Ito. At saka, ito. So, ibig po bang sabihin yan, sir, kung ano yung degree ng polynomial function mo, yun din yung number ng x-intercept, most likely, ganun siya. Yan. And then, okay, for the y-intercept, ito yung medyo Okay, for the y-intercept, our interpretation here is that your x is equal to 0 because it lies on the y-intercept. Now, balikan lang ulit natin yung naging natin, yung definition ng function. When we talk of functions, it is it is a special equation whereas for every value of x, there is exactly one value of y. So, ibig sabihin nito, ibig sabihin nito, isa lang ang y-intercept mo for this particular value of x, isa lang ang value ng y. So, ibig sabihin, isa lang ang y-intercept for any polynomial functions. Ang madami, yung x-intercept. So, tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari dyan. So, papalitan ko lang ng 0. So, y is equal to 0 squared plus 3 times 0 plus 2. So, obviously, 0 squared is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. Ang natira mo na lang is 2. So, obviously, ang natira yung constant value. So, y is equal to 2. And your y-intercept is 0, 2. So, meaning, if you're going now to drop this particular function, those are the points that you shall have. So, you have 2 x-intercepts and 1 y-intercept. Okay? Yan. Next. Now, let's have now this example. So, this will be the last example that I will be giving you. Let's have number 3 here. Okay. Now, for number 3, let's have now this particular function. So, y is equal to negative 6 minus 7x plus x cubed. Now, okay. So, first of all, you will notice right now that your function here is not in standard form since it is arranged or it is not arranged properly. Hindi siya yung descending order. So, iaano mo lang muna siya. I-standard form muna natin. So, we have now y is equal to, unahin muna natin, ito. Yung leading coefficient natin is 1, and then your degree is 3. So, x cubed followed by negative 7x minus 6. Lagi po bang pabaliktad? Hindi. May mga chances kasi na minsan baliktad yan. Pwede kasi minsan isulat yan pag ganito. Negative 7x minus 6. Pwedeng ganyan. So, obviously, ang unahin mo munang isulat si x cubed. And then, ang susunod mong isusulat, yung x. Yan. Ganun yung idea yan. Now, if you will notice right now here, the nature of your function is no longer linear nor quadratic. So, hindi na siya. So, ang degree na niya ay 3. So, yan. So, meaning, if you're looking right now for the x-intercept, by which your y is equal to 0, there would be 3 x-intercepts. Tatlo. So, paano yan? So, solve muna natin. So, obviously, it becomes x cubed minus 7x minus 6 is equal to 0. Binaliktad ko na lang Ito actually yung y. Okay? Kaya lang, binaliktad ko lang yung arrangement. Same lang din yun. Okay, now, you cannot look for the value of x here simply by factoring. Not unless super galing mo, kaya mo nang i-factor out ito. Hindi, walang factoring method ang pwede dito na ginamit nyo noong grade 7. Anong gagamitin nyo dito? So, gagamitin nyo yung factor theorem at saka yung remainder theorem. Yan yung may synthetic division. Naalala nyo pa ba yun? Kung hindi na, yan na. So, magsisynthetic tayo dito. So, naalala nyo si synthetic division. Yung muna, x cubed, x squared, x at yung may constant value. Tapos, dito muna natin sa side na ito ilagay. Yan, yung may, dito na lang. X cubed, x squared, x at saka constant value. Tapos, isusulat mo yung mga numerical coefficients nila. So, dito, 1. Okay, sa x squared, dahil wala kang x squared, lalagyan mo ng 0. Negative 7, negative 6 sa constant. Pag kinalimutan mo itong 0 na to, mamamali ang synthetic division mo. So, ibig sabihin, eventually, mamamali ka ng pagkuha ng factors. Okay. Now, subukan natin. Okay. So, subukan muna natin dito, 1 yung gilid. Okay. So, 1. So, ibig sabihin yan, kung 1 ito, so x is equal to 1. Subukan muna natin x is equal to 1. Okay. So, bring down 1. So, 1 times 1 is 1. Combine 0 and 1, that is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. combine negative 7 and 1, that is negative 6. Hindi, kasi 6 times 1 is negative 6. Combining those two, we have negative 12. Ayun ang problema natin. So, ang remainder dito ay 12. So, obviously, 1 is not if. So yung muna tayo, x equals 1. So, x here, so 1 here is not, so x minus 1 here is not a factor. Actually, this is from x minus 1 eh. So, hindi ito pwede. So, hindi ito pwede. So, hindi natin ito i-consider. So, mali. Yan. So, papalitan natin to kasi mali siya. Okay. So, ano pwede natin ipalit? O, trial and error to. So, magme-negative 1 tayo ngayon. So, x is equal to negative 1. Subukan natin doon. So, synthetic ulit tayo. Bring down 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Combine negative 7 and 1. That is negative 6. Multiply negative 6 by negative 1 is 6. And then combining negative 6 and 6 is 0. Ayun, nag-0 na siya. So, meaning, x minus 1 is one of, x is equal to negative 1 or x plus 1 is one of the factors. So, yan na yun. So, nakuha na natin yung isang value ng x niya, which is negative 1. Yan na yung isa. Yan. Now, paano natin hahanapin yung iba pa? Now, from here, okay, so, ibig sabihin ito ay actually, this is actually x squared, kasi sa cube ka nag-umpisa, minus x, kasi 1 ito, minus 6 equals 0. Now, ito, pwede na to by factoring. Tama ako? Pwede na yan factoring. So, factors na negative 6, na kapag inad or kinumbine, ang sagot ay negative 1. Ano bang meron? Ang naiisip ko lang dyan ay minus 3 at saka plus 2. Tama pa yung symbol natin? Tama, kasi yan yun. So, meaning, okay, from there, yan. From there, the other two values of x is equal to, okay, so x minus 3, when we transpose, x is equal to 3. And then the other one, x plus 2, when we transpose, x is equal to negative 2. Sapul na natin. Yan. Okay. So, meaning, your x-intercepts right now here, babahin ko na to, okay? Yan. Ako, ano naman yata. Okay, so your x-intercepts here are negative 1, 0, 3, 0, and negative 2, 0. By the way, you can write it in any order. Wala naman kaso, as long as it's there. Yan. Okay? Medyo madugo lang tong si x-intercept. Ang pinakamadali, si y-intercept. Pagdating kay y-intercept, your x here is equal to 0. So, obviously, 0 na to, 0 na to. Huwag na natin pagkabalahan, takpan na lang natin yan. Constant value ka agad. Y is equal to negative 6. So, your y-intercept is 0, negative 6. So, once you drop this particular function, it contains all those 4 points. 3 x-intercepts and y1 y-intercept. Laging mag-isa lang yan si y-intercept. Lagi lang siyang mag-isa. Si x-intercept, depende sa degree ng function. Pero hindi siya assurance na yan din yan. Okay? So, just wait for my further instructions for what particular activity and items should you answer for your first learning activity sheets. So, good day everyone and Happy New Year.